Hello, everybody. Okay, I don't come to you guys on normal things, right? I come to you guys on serious points. I don't really live stream like I used to. Um, but this is one of the few live streams where I need you to sit down and I need you to listen to. Okay? Because this is the livelihood of what happens with the YouTube channel. This is the livelihood of what happens with Beta Bash. This is the livelihood with what happens with everything. This is one of the few live streams I need you to stick around, okay? Because not only that, I'm coming forward about a person who has genuinely affected me and some other people, and it's to a point where I need to break my silence, okay? So, and mind you, when I go about this, this is in no way to witch hunt anybody. This is in no way to... I don't want any of you guys to harass. I just need you to know. I just need you to know. So I'm going to make a ping in my Discord server real quick to talk to get those people in here too. But I need you to listen here. And I appreciate you for doing so. So we're going to start with last year, right? We're going to start with last year. Let me put on some music so you can have something in the background. Okay. Thank you. We got 300 people here. Thank you. One of the first things that I'm going to do, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to send a link in the chat to a tweet thread. Mind you, this tweet thread, I'm letting you know now, this tweet thread does have some NSFW involved in it, okay? So what I need you to understand is if you're like, it's documented, it's warned. So before you scroll into it, it tells you exactly what pages you're going to need to skip if that's just something that you're uncomfortable with looking at, okay? Minty Moon. Minty Moon is a creator who I used to work with for the longest point in time. Back when my channel started, she made my YouTube thumbnails for a time. She made the Forum Fiasco thumbnail. She made my outro screen to with the song that I keep gatekeeping all of you guys from, funnily enough. So let that be known. Around this point in time when I met Minty, I was in a relationship, a neglectful one. I will say I'm not going to air out anybody I am not going to air out the person who it is, but just know there was a lot more of me giving than me receiving. Okay. I met Minty around that time. I was in college. This was back when I was like around 3K, 4K, doing like little live streams, celebrating things, playing Survivor and all that in the early stages of my YouTube live streams. And I met Minty. Now, me and Minty initially, like, were very much like, we got close soon. I had followed one of their other accounts. I had followed one of their other accounts in the past. This is what we're talking about. I don't know what name to use. I followed one of her other accounts, and the relationship got very sexual quick, right? I say that to say that was the foundation of our friendship / relationship for... Let me turn off that alert. God dang, that's loud. But that was the basis of our relationship for the longest point in time. She would do thumbnails for me. She would make the outro art. She made my banner. She made everything. I don't know if you realize, but every video that has the outro thing she used is gone. My YouTube channel banner is gone. Anything with her thumbnails is gone. All of it is gone. All of it is gone. Every single last bit. And I say that to say, Minty Moon had striked my content for a solid year. For a solid year. I dealt with not only harassment from her side, I not only dealt with like little micro jabs, but I had dealt with spite and envy, right? In the document, which I linked on Twitter, which I'm going to share my screen to, so give me 1 second at that. But I had made a document talking about this situation. So we're going to go through with that real quick because it's genuinely reached a point where I cannot be quiet about it. And I need this out because I know a lot of you watch my videos for comfort. I know a lot of you watch my videos just to kind of like ease a feeling. So let me change my screen over to this. Get little golden out of here. We don't need him. So here we go. This is the document right here, right? Moon. Let's start with last year, right? There was a drama that I was involved in. I feel like a lot of you know that. I'm very open about it. I linked the doc that I was involved in here, just so it shows that I'm not hiding from it, and I need to elaborate on things, but she was listed anonymously in this document, yeah? She was listed anonymously in this document. What she had accused me of is multiple different things, from using her for different retweets, to which is a thing that she offered for everybody. She had stated that, I would go to her a lot on the notion of quitting, but mind you, we were very close at this point in time, and what I needed, she was someone who understood the situation that I was in, so I felt comfortable to talk to her as she could state here, right? She would talk about asking for retweets, and whenever she wouldn't reply, I wouldn't press her about it, because she offered me retweets. If she didn't want to do it, I left it alone. Okay, so there's that barrier there, right? The claims got twisted into a narrative that she wanted to push forward. Whenever the making of the doc was going on in a side server, it was revealed that Moon was in a manic state, and the switch up was very swift. Hello, Zeno. Hello. Zeno was one of the people listed in this doc, so please listen. In the document server that was listed, she essentially was, how do I say, the anger mongering, right? She was festering the negative emotions to try to get people to go about this in a negative way. Multiple people would talk about it. A lot of people would talk about just how they were trying to go about the situation calmly, but then Moon would end up activating them, basically pushing them to feel like they needed to be angry for some reason, right? A lot of people afterwards would end up falling back on that claim and essentially like being like, yeah, no, I wasn't proud about that, right? So this situation ended up getting so bad, she was very much pressuring people. She ended up getting to a point where it got so bad, she would ask people in the server how they felt about leaking my number and address, and they pushed back, and it made her leave angrily, right? Here are some messages that I ended up getting during the whole situation. My phone number ended up getting leaked along with my mom's, right? She would also, in this Discord server, I'm sorry for not censoring anybody, but you need to be held accountable too. She would allow threats talking about Golden is dead for sure. Sleep with one eye open. We're gonna put a hit out on him. He's swimming with cement shoes. Someone qualified, please call him the N-word on my behalf. How could it get any worse? Here's her talking in the server, allowing more things to happen. Basically talking about taking me out, right? Talking about taking me out, which is something very immature in this situation, right? Mind you, what I said at the beginning, I was in a neglectful relationship. I ended up, let it be known, let the record show, I ended up cheating too. It's not my proudest moment. I just wanted to be with somebody who felt like they could actually pay attention to me, because I was not getting any of that attention. So let that be known. Let that be known as to start off. But me and that person ended up getting cut off like about a week, or like about a month into me and like Minty talking. Okay. Awkward for me. I'll take accountability on that front. I really should have just broke up the second I felt bad, but just I let things build up. So let's keep it fair and reasonable, right? Zeno, who is somebody listed in the document right here, was talking to Moon. Zeno is Moon's friend from high school, right? Zeno is Moon's friend from high school, and they were very close. She didn't need to feel like she could put a mask around him, because he would they were friends for so long, right? So mind you, Moon is Colombian, would go fuck that nigga, I hate him. Takes a lot for me to despite someone to hate being themselves. I hope this fuck ass troglodyte crashes and burns when this gets released. I hope, I plead, I wish that God will smite this nigga off the face of the earth and do the world a favor. I'm manic as fuck, her admitting that she was in a Mania episode. She goes right here, and this calls for the intentions of the original Twitter doc made on me. I'm not joking when I say I slept more than 4 hours. I haven't slept more than 4 hours that night for the past week because I've been looking to push this out. I'm dreading to see the content itself. I'm very tired. I'm gonna pass out for a whole day when it's done. We all know that we want him gone. It's like putting a front. We gotta look better than him, you know? He had a harem group chat, which was mentioned in my document. Mind you, in all these text messages, there was literally barely any admission to like, oh no, I'm doing this for the people he affected. It's literally her going, I need him gone. I'm going to exploit the fuck out of this fixation. Right? Gold plans to post a video on Friday. Mind you, this is for the release of Multiverse Mayhem. Gold plans to post a video on Friday, and we know it's going to excel because a lot of artists works on it. So around Sunday or Monday of next week, when the video is ranking in views and he's got more eyes on him, doc release. Plan for the release of Multiverse Mayhem, right? Plan for the release of Multiverse Mayhem. I'll skip forward a little bit in this, right? When it got to a point, like where she ended up, I guess, relatively calming down, like, it was already done. The damage was done after her in quote damage control was making a server to talk about the drama, hosting gold and hate stages, etc. Everything, right? Would go. I can't say the N word though. I have to pass. I'm not comfortable saying it, but would go. Yeah, no. Just know she says nigga a lot. I'm like, that's not what I'm focusing on here. I'm focusing on the forefront, right? So after the doc ended up coming out, she was monitoring my behavior with somebody who I used to work with on a stream there. And essentially this goes into the relationship being a lot more sexual. I'm not going to share that. I'm going to scroll down until we're past that, right? So let's go here. She had also flirted with her mutual friend Zeno. But validated it by saying her partner used to sleep with girls at his college and that's why it was okay. We have no idea if this is true. We have no idea what's his fault, but it's her words and what she had said herself, right? Moon ended up cutting off our relationship. I didn't try to guilt her back into things, just a clean cut. I was thinking about quitting because, mind you, she was the person who ended up engaging with me to start my content creation journey to begin with, right? She would end up talking to me while obviously shit talking me to Zeno on the side. Ended up talking to me about a sensitive situation to which if you spited me, why are you coming to me about problems that I know about and I'm worried for you about, right? She would come forward about her feelings being in a long-term relationship. She was talking to me about how she felt settled down with Sin too early and she wanted to experience life and people. Because Sin was busy all the time, he couldn't fulfill all of her end quote needs. So part of why the relationship with me and her went for so long. She ended up sending sexual explicit photos of herself. And there were audio shared back on both me and Forth. We were essentially tight knit. I was a boyfriend, not a boyfriend, right? So that's why the switch up is so vast. When it came down to and mind you, I don't want to have to expose myself in this way. I feel disgusting about it, but it comes to a point where when you come for my livelihood and my YouTube channel, I got to, right? So, we're going to go to the copyright strikes. Number one, in the document that was initially linked, she mentioned the fact that I wasn't paying my artist. The artist knew what the payment arrangement was going to look like, right? The artist knew what the payment arrangement. Yes, or no, not that Moon. Not that Moon. No, not that Moon. The artist knew what the payment arrangement was going to look like, especially because I had recently gotten monetized, right? So it was, I would get my YouTube checks. I also started working a job, right? I would get my YouTube checks. I started working a job. and I would give my YouTube checks up, like divided to the artists who worked on videos for me. And if I couldn't pay for everything, you know, I would pay out of pocket with my thumbnails, right? Mind you, I have, basically, mind you, this is last year. This is last year, chat. This is last year. Last year. Last year. Last year, it was when the fallout happened. I told everybody to accumulate up everything that I owed them. There's still one person who I've yet to pay back, and I'm working on that, but I can't do that while, you know, I still have these strikes on my channel, right? So, this is last year. I paid for the art of July 22nd of 24. Last year. Now, mind you, I would accept this situation if this was an instance of, yo, right, like, I know we're cutting each other off. If you don't want me to use your artwork anymore, or anything along those lines, let me know. But no, she was fine with it. She allowed me to pay for everything. We had a mutual person come forward and talk to her direct, like we had somebody mutual talk to her and ask her how much she wanted for everything, so I can still keep it up on my channel, so I can use anything. And if people didn't want their stuff used, it wouldn't be used. But nobody came to me and told me about that. So a year passed, right? I paid for everything. It had been paid for a year. It had been, let me reiterate, it had been paid for a solid year, right? To the point where there ended up becoming a situation where another Sonic tuber, who I will not mention out of respect for them, ended up having a situation with somebody who I know, to where, like, the person who I know told them they didn't want them to use their thumbnail anymore because they didn't pay for it, right? So because of that, Moon was around, and, well, Moon was like, well, if we're stopping this, tell Golden to stop using my outro screen. Mind you, I paid for this outro screen. I paid for everything. $430 was the total that she gave me. She gave me that total. That was the total I was given. Mind you, that falls under an implied license. An implied license. I paid for everything. You're giving me permission to use this on a monetized channel. I paid for everything. I paid for it. It was an implied license. You know it's going to be used commercially. You know I'm using these for thumbnails. You know I'm using this for my outro under monetized video. You know that I have this as my channel banner. All of this is implied licensing. I paid for it and you let me pay for it. I bought it a year ago. If you didn't want me to use it a year ago, whenever we had our falling out, it would have been I would have been way more receptive to it. But no, you let me pay for it, right? You let me pay for everything. So, fast forward, she took some words under somebody who associates with me completely wrong. Completely wrong. They said, well, if they're doing that, well, they're like, Golden would he literally said something along the lines of, well, Golden would it appears later in this doc. Well, like, it was, well, Golden will probably, like, only, like, stop using it if you paid it back. I didn't say that. I never said that. Right? So, fast forward a little bit later. Mind you, this person doesn't want me to succeed. They don't want me to succeed, and it's very evident. There's going to be screenshots shown later here talking about it, right? They end up sending me a full refund for everything that I paid for last year. I refunded the refund because you're not going to pay me back for rights I paid for. That's like buying a plushie from a store, right? And then a year later, well, you have it casually chilling on your shelf. The store is like, the store you bought it from is like, oh yeah, but we want that plushie back, right? You can't do that. You can't. So I refunded the refund, right? I refunded the refund. And I sent her a message on Twitter. I said, we don't talk. I saw the PayPal notification. You got shit going on. I've seen and heard. I don't think it's right to take any money from you right now. There was no note connected to the money. Mind you, she sent me an email connected to the PayPal. I wasn't logged into my PayPal email, so I ended up reaching out on Discord because they didn't reach out to me on Twitter back. So I ended up talking to them on Discord, right? I was very civil. I only got defensive when they got defensive. So I said, they go, hi. I go, hi, you don't got to be on defense. I'm not going to do nothing. She goes, get to the point. I saw the PayPal notif. Went, no, I refunded the payment because I don't do that. What was that for? Hedgehog mod manager. I don't care. I don't want to play Sonic Frontiers right now. I suggest checking your email connected to your PayPal. I haven't been logged into that email in ages. Can you not just say it here? No, I'd rather not. I don't feel like Discord is the appropriate way to communicate with you, especially after everything that's been said and done. So I suggest reading the email I sent before proceeding anything. Mind you, in this email, she told me I could reach out on Discord. In this email, she told me I could reach out on Discord, which I will show later, right? So she goes, mind you, remember, I'm not twisting any narrative. She did attempt to pay me back. I refused her attempt to pay me back, right? So she goes, yes, I'm aware the money has been returned. I'm asking for your email because I'm not okay with speaking to you directly via Discord. Let's scroll down to the actual emails, right? Let's scroll down to the actual emails to where, like, she's talking about this, right? God, it's a little blurry. That's a little blurry. I might need to make these full screen, right? But we'll go here, right? This is the message that she assumed was taken, right? I know Minty Moon asked Gold for her to stop using her end screen, but it was also calculated in everything you paid back for. If it's being refunded, just so we can let know. I didn't ask. This was somebody going about this himself. I didn't ask him to do this. Regardless, it was a miscommunication. And in the emails back and forth, I listed the fact that that was a miscommunication, right? In the emails back and forth, I listed the fact that, hey, no, that was properly miscommunicated. I didn't want to be refunded back for everything, right? So we emailed back and forth a little bit, and then her what's it called? Her manager or whatever she calls him, right? Somebody, like one of her friends, Infinite Blue, like she ends up like not emailing me anymore. I'm gonna try to pull up the emails in a way where I can't leak any business emails or something like that, because these screenshots are a little too small. So give me a second. But her manager and or friend, Infinite Blue, right, ends up emailing me for her. Mind you, at the beginning of the email, she also said this is a matter between me and her, so I intended to keep it that way, right? I intended to keep it that way. Emailing a different party is something that I don't rock with. It's something that I'm not cool with, right? Like, this is a situation between your and my emails. I end up responding back as the final email sent to Moon. I said, look, okay, I paid for this stuff. I paid for the rights. We end up finding out about the implied licensing later. I would have brought that up earlier if I could, but I didn't, because we ended up looking into this. I have my lawyers involved. If she doesn't put these videos back up, I will get my lawyers involved. Let that be known, right? But her friend Infinite Blue, he goes, hello, this is your final notice to remove all artwork created by Minty Moon from your YouTube channel. This includes all artwork used in your channel elements. You have until tomorrow, July 19th, to begin content removal. Further action will be taken if it's not done. To reiterate, it did not, mind you, they said this themselves. They said, to reiterate, it does not matter if you accept the money or not. The terms of service outlined in her VGen applies to commercial commissions made through the site only, unless you can prove that you were given commercial rights for the artwork and use, which literally, given permission for commercial rights is having it up on my YouTube channel to begin with. It's stupid logic, whatever. But they go, Moon has every right to revoke your ability to their artwork and will be taking appropriate actions to remove all their content from their channel, right? I didn't reply to this email because it had nothing to do with me, and I didn't want I didn't want to DM somebody else about a situation that I told you I didn't want to deal with, right? So let that be known. I didn't respond to the email. They tried to refund the money again. I refunded the refund again because it's my rights. I paid for the rights. I paid for the rights to use it. You gave me an implied license because it was on my YouTube channel to begin with, right? Now, fast forward. Look at this. 3 different copyright strikes. And mind you, she willingly did this. She willingly copyrighted me 3 different times, right? Under the thumbnails that she did, right? Here's the thumbnails that she did, right? These are the thumbnails that she did, right? These are the thumbnails that she claimed me for. That was the first strike, right? Then came the second strike, right? That I'm currently trying to refute. All these for the end screen artwork, aka the outro. But get this, it gets worse, right? It gets worse, right? Let's scroll down. She didn't claim Sonic meets Movie Sonic under this, so she could willingly give me 3 copyright strikes and willingly terminate my YouTube channel. Chat, my YouTube channel is going to get deleted soon if we don't work this out. Hence why I'm coming to you guys about this, right? So she willingly did this to terminate my YouTube channel. Now, in a side server, right, that I'm not involved with, somebody who I knew was involved with it and ended up providing screenshots because they thought it was slick to talk over there. Thankfully, she talked in the VC chat, right? Look, right here, this decision not only reflects on her clear intent from last year to still want to try to take me down, but it shows the clear malice she held for me. Malice, I won't keep quiet anymore. I'm in discussion with YouTube and my lawyers for these strikes because they were done unjustly and out of nothing but sheer hatred. Moon would talk about the situation in a different server, showing her intentions while her friends still fueled her behavior, right? So this is a server that I don't have access to, but somebody else did and provided me screenshots. She goes, I can sue him for the ad revenue. I like to mention, I have to file one image to do this. His outro, funding my wedding, that would be poetic. I gotta pray for this. I gotta manifest this, light some candles, right? Her partner, who she cheated on, with me, by the way, right here goes, a lawsuit won't scare him. What will scare him is a copyright strike and claim, like I mentioned before, I plan to do so. She would also weirdly draw me. She would also draw me in this side server, which is creepy. Mind you, they want to talk about me being a grown-ass man all the time. She's 23 throughout this and like last year, like 22, 23. So anyway, whatever. Whatever, right? She would also and mind you, I fucking pulled everything. I pulled everything, right? Her obsession had breached creepy. She drew this thing when the Kendrick live performance happened a while ago, and she goes, anytime I dog on this motherfucker, the motherfucker being me, by the way, she goes, I use the halo. So this is her doing the Kendrick walk with my Sona's halo on her horn. Mind you, I didn't talk to her February 19th of 2025. This is around the point in time when she worked with the other Sonic tuber, right? As stated below, don't tell me this could be a golden experience, aka referencing me. Moon, who are you hating on that requires this? Don't worry about it. So this is clear, weird, almost creepy hatred towards me, to the point where I genuinely don't understand. Like, mind you, she claimed she wanted nothing to do with me, right? So this is why we're in this situation now, right? When the whole reason she pushed away is, number one, she started to feel guilt about what she was doing to Sin, which is a screenshot in this document. I don't know where it's at, but right here, look, the whole point of me working with you was to help you, and now I'm stuck while you're reaching 30K already in the span of 2 months. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy because you got what you wanted, but I haven't gained anything aside from social approval, and that's not fair to me. You can be angry, you can hate me all you want, if it feels like I'm abandoning you, but at the end of the day, you don't need me anymore, and you refuse to see that, right? Mind you, this shows that the second you can't provide for her anymore, she'll throw you out. And that's also issued in Zeno's section, right? Zeno's section right here. Zeno was the person who provided me the screenshots, thankfully, right? The second that she got in contact with Zeno's brother, who was a bigger creator than him, she started dogging on Zeno, even though she would make videos with him, right? But her brother was a bigger creator, and the brother was acting fake so he could show that her true intentions to his brother. And a bunch of other things ended up accumulating big, and he ended up deciding, yeah, no, I'm gonna drop you. No hate, obviously, but it gets to a point when you see your friend doing the same thing over and over, it ends up becoming a repetitive issue. I'm gonna skim over this minor's part because it's weird, but she essentially had a minor who was 17 having the over 18 role, which gives them access to the NSFW channels and everything. It was discussed. Not between her. We thought it would change when people had noticed it, but no, they kept the 17-year-old with the 18 plus role until he ended up turning 18, which is weird, but I digress, right? She also invited a minor to go hang out with her adult group when it came to MomoCon recently. The minor ended up feeling extremely uncomfortable and decided to opt out about it. Moon also was talking about her weird fixation with doing a kid voice to appeal to older guys when she was younger. Mind you, she said that around 3 different minors who were in the VC at that time. And finally, the spider pup thing, right? Now, when it comes to the spider pup thing, I felt hesitant on adding this, especially because we didn't have much evidence to prove, especially because the server ended up getting deleted. But she would send NSFW in the server when there were minors around. People would talk about how the fact that she was minors, and she wouldn't stop. She would send audios when people asked, Only when more people ended up joining the server did she get afraid, because a situation like this had apparently happened before, and she made it so NSFW can only be accessed through ID, but minors still had access to the channels, right? The owner gave full ownership to Moon, and then Moon gave mods to her friends, and the mods would end up breaking their own rules and acting sensitive when they were called out on it. Moon turned disrespectful themselves. She deleted the server, but the reason that I decided to put forth this is because 2 different people ended up having the same testimony. I didn't even let them know that I had reached out to the other person, right? Mind you, this instance happened literally only a few months ago, so it still shows to this day she doesn't give a fuck what happens if there's minors involved. But what I come here to talk about, that's a skimming of the doc. If you want to go through the rest of it, feel free. That's all you, right? But we're here to talk about my channel, right? Let's go to Twitter, right? So give me 1 second. Let's go to Twitter. Right around here, okay? So we're gonna go to my tweets on this situation. I ended up going through this, right? I ended up going through this whenever the first strike ended up hitting. That's when this happened. And when she did strikes 2 and 3, that's when I decided to write the document. So, mind you, the videos, she did copyright strike the videos. They did take them down. They gave me ample opportunity to take it down. And I said, I paid for this. I paid for the rights. But obviously, YouTube can't really differentiate that when it comes to their copyright system. So the only way I'm either going to be free of this is if she removes the strikes themselves or it goes to court. I don't want to have to go to court. I'm willing, though. I am willing, though. I'm very much willing, though. Now, let's go here, right? Let's go here. Here's the doc, right? Around the time things had happened, somebody mutually who didn't want to be named was supposed to go to Moon and tell them, hey, now that we have strikes on this channel, I won't use the outro art anymore. I won't use the thumbnails anymore, actually, right? All you have to do is remove the strikes. Now, mind you, really, I say this 100% with 1,000%. Mind you, I am in a situation now to where, yes, she has control over my channel, but she's in a situation now where right now right here shows that literally if you say the strikes weren't done out of malice, this is your moment to prove that. Right? This is your moment to prove that, right? The strikes still aren't off my channel, by the way, but whatever. I said I'll keep you all updated. Somebody is supposed to be talking to her. One of her friends, Infinite Blue, who was somebody I mentioned earlier, ended up commenting on the situation, considering the following. He goes, this is false. Nobody's talking with Moon to remove the strikes. To which I clarified. I deleted the person's name because they didn't want any involvement publicly. But they said, you've had since July 12th to remove what was asked. Let's go to replies, shall we? I said, I paid for this stuff a year ago. It was only being brought up when I started uploading again. Mind you, this only happened when I uploaded again. When I uploaded. This happened, let me reiterate one more time. When Sonic Racing Crossovers got uploaded and she saw me doing as well as I was doing, is only when she decided to file the strikes and the claims. Mind you, in this other server talking about how I stole jokes from another content creator, to which I don't do that. What I do use jokes from a community that is very well known, and I don't steal from other creators. My scripts are all me, and if they're not all me, I end up hating the video. I love Sonic Racing Crossovers. If there's only one thing that I would wish I did better was my own Sonic voice on the matter. But whatever. Anyway, let's go here. That's where the issue lies. You did not pay for commercial rights for the artwork. That is a separate fee. This is so contradictory, right? This is so contradictory because I literally said firsthand how what we did falls under an implied license because she was letting me use it commercially. Yes, we were friends around that moment in time, but when you let me pay for everything, you're not only giving me the artwork, but you're giving me rights to the artwork, right? This would be a completely different situation if she gave me this stuff and was just like, okay, but you can't use this for commercial use, right? That's when this logic would make sense. But no, she gave me this for YouTube, for my channel, that was monetized. I paid for it, which means it fell under an implied license. You gave me licensing rights whenever you let me use it for my YouTube channel, for my thumbnails, for my outro, for things that you knew people were going to want to click on and see because they were going to be the focal point and the ending point of everything that people see when it came to my YouTube channel. So you can't say, oh, you didn't pay for commercial rights. With that logic, any amount that I paid for at any given time, any amount that I paid for, like, you could have been like, oh, because we didn't talk, you would have been like, oh, well, shoot. Well, that you didn't pay for it. You didn't pay for the rights. Any amount of money that I would have paid, you could have used that same excuse under. That doesn't work. That doesn't work at all, right? So, when the fallout happened, I said this to Infinite Blue. When the fallout happened, I told them to accumulate everything. Everything. She didn't care until I uploaded again, and the situation with the other Sonic Trooper happened. By his logic, any sort of money wouldn't have mattered when you could always be able to say, well, that wasn't the commercial use price. They were thumbnails and an outro custom made for my channel for a monetized channel. Of course, when I pay for everything, I'm also going to be paying for the rights. You make no sense. I read it, and I apologize. You cannot grasp. I'm apologize that you didn't pay. That you can't grasp that you didn't pay for the commercial rights nor the ownership of the work. If the content was removed when asked, this wouldn't have happened, right? So it goes under a situation where I'm like, okay, if I didn't have the rights, why did you try to refund me? And they go, oh, because we were told that you would remove the stuff if you got refunded. But then I clarified it in the email, no, because I said I didn't say that, and then you tried to issue me another refund a second time, right? He goes, the strikes were not malicious. You were given ample time to remove the content at issue. The strikes were malicious. I provided screenshots of them talking about it, right? The strikes were very much malicious. Get his ass copyrighted. That's the plan. He's got a week. Hey God, it's me again. I got a favor. Please let me catch this man off guard. If all goes well, we should have a party. She does not plan to strike your videos down to steal the money they make. They are being struck to remove the content we've given you plenty of time to remove. Huh, funny. That's not what the screenshot says. He ends up showing the fact that she didn't go through the proper process to even get the money off the videos that were made, to which I 100% believe the fact that they didn't even know there was a process to do that, and they thought copywriting would do it, or if it got brought to the court of law, me losing the lawsuit would end up paying for their wedding. But I'm telling him he's arguing against her own words. If they truly wanted this stuff just taken down, now's the moment to. We're going in circles. She's still in the wrong for doing this after I already paid for things a year ago. Why did she only do this after the Sonic Tuber she was working for had someone else ask them to take a thumbnail down, and it was only brought up in that situation and when my upload was doing well? The time frames look horrible. I go, those screenshots are your Hail Mary. Mind you, I don't only have screenshots. I have screen recordings of everything they talked about in that server. I can't provide those because they have a lot of people who I would rather not involve in this situation. I'm involving the people who need to be held accountable. That is Moon, that is her friends, that is everybody who fueled her behavior during this entire ordeal, right? Regardless. These strikes were done out of malice. She didn't care until I started uploading again. There was no golden stuff. There was no golden talk. She talked to golden whenever she started working for another Sonic Tuber. Also ended up, mind you, she's the person who made the original Terios for Beta Bash, right? She ended up also posting that Terios whenever she started working with the new Sonic Tuber. Like, there's things that I'm not stupid about, right? I'm really not stupid. I'm really not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm not as ignorant as people make me out to be, right? Right? So, mind you, I'm saying this to let you all know what is going on, right? I'm saying this to let you all know what is going on. I ended up sending this thumbs up image multiple different times, literally saying, Well, here's your chance to do so. This is your moment to prove that. One instance, right here. Well, I'm giving you that opportunity to show it wasn't malicious now. That decision lies with Moon. Then why is you answering for her if it lies with her? Anyway, a third time, which is something I already read. Mind you, he goes, those screenshots are your Hail Mary. Make sure you read them again. I go, sure have. I even have screen recordings of the server discussed too. Like I said, I'll remove the thumbnails and won't use the outro anymore if the strikes get removed. If she really just wanted the stuff removed and didn't want anything else to do with me, and it wasn't done hatefully, remove the strikes and we're okay. I'll even remove that part of the document when done, right? I have been dealing with so much when it comes to her and somebody else who I will not mention for a solid year straight. I've been dealing with these situations for a year straight, and it's been draining me out of the content creation scene. I want to give you all more videos. I want to give you Beta Bash, but I can't work if, number one, mind you, her terming my YouTube channel is going to shoot the source of ad revenue I have. Mind you, I've applied to over 40 jobs, and gotten barely jack shit and fuck all interviews, right? So, mind you, this is shooting one of the only sources of income I have out of a petty hatred. You used to talk to me in a way you talk to your boyfriend. We had a very close relationship. There was a point in time where you said you really didn't want to lose me. So I don't know where the disconnect happened to where this sudden hatred ended up coming from, because I know you didn't care about the people involved. You really only cared about yourself because you wanted me gone for some reason, as you said in these screenshots. You are not only affecting me, but you're affecting the entire team I have working on Beta Bash, because this income is what pays them. You say, oh, he still can't pay people. I can pull up every single artist I work with now. Every single artist I work with evidence that I've paid them. The only reason the payment was an issue initially was because you guys didn't even give me a month worth of full monetization to allow myself to pay you guys. That wasn't fair to me. I could only speak up about it now when I'm at my wit's end. I covered the money that you told me to pay you. When I paid you for it, I'm assuming you're allowing me to still use this stuff because you're allowing me to pay for this artwork. This is a situation. I don't come to you guys for help. We're still waiting on her response for everything. Currently, she went private. Yeah, currently she's private right now. Her partner ended up posting a statement. Right now, we just literally are in a situation where if we can remove these strikes, we won't have anything else to do with Moon. I don't want a single other thing to do with this person. I have been dealing with their shenanigans is the best way I could put it. Their shenanigans, their petty drawings of me, and weird things along those nature for too long. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want my entire time in this YouTube content creator community scene to be full of just drama. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. I made my mistakes, and I talked about my mistakes multiple times on multiple different instances, some of which I refuse to even elaborate on because out of respect for the people who were affected by me. But just know, I talked to almost everybody who was involved with what happened with me last year, and almost every single person was talking about how it grew too out of proportion, and they're sorry that it went as far as it did. I don't have time to deal with your insanity. I don't have time to deal with your pettiness and your bitterness. Yes, I went to some certain people to talk about what you did with Sin. Yes, I talked about certain things to do with you. Never in a public space, only in a private space when people didn't know the full story. I gave the full story not only in this tweet, but in this document. You wanted me gone for no reason other than yourself, right? If you really cared about the people involved, you would have mentioned it so many times in conversations with Zeno, but you didn't. You only talked about what I had done so it can be more fuel to your document. You made sure people were getting mad in this Discord server during the making of the document. You made sure people were getting frustrated. You made sure people were talking like, were rising up and getting angry. Somebody exposed you on the fact that you could talk to somebody that could potentially leak my address and my phone number. And when people were like, what the hell are you doing? Only then do you leave out of a fit of rage and then go, I'm sorry guys, I don't know what I'm thinking. You want to play the victim. You want to play the victim every time. I admit where I was wrong. I've admitted where I was wrong so many separate times. I've admitted where I was wrong last year so many different instances. I've tried to make up for that fact. I try to not repeat the same mistakes. I pay the people involved with my projects. I pay the people involved with anything I do, but you're stopping those people from not only getting paid, but you're stopping me from focusing and going forward. You say you wanted nothing to do with me, you wouldn't have done this. If you really wanted nothing to do with me, you should understand that I paid for everything involved, and I could have removed your name out of the description. That would have been an easy thing, but no, you're in a situation now where you have to respond. Whatever you respond with, I'm ready for it. I know all the angles you could cover, and I'm ready to counter with whatever, because I've let you twist a narrative for so long. I let you twist a narrative for so long. The other stuff with the doc, I put in because other people wanted me to put that in. I'm hurt from what you've done to me. I'm hurt from what you've implied of me. I'm hurt that you've allowed this to go on for so long and don't know when to drop it. It gets to a point. If you really wanted nothing to do with me, why are you essentially drawing fan art? Because that's what that weird image you draw of me being smelly was, and putting your halo on your Sona. You used to not want to leave my side. You used to want to rise up together, and then when you realized that I was rising without you, only then did it become a problem, and you wanted me gone because I was not providing for you anymore, but because you felt guilty for what you were doing with Sin. That's why you didn't talk about what I talked about in my document and your side of the document. You didn't put forth the evidence with Sin because you were scared. Spoiler alert, I've been scared this entire year. You got my phone number leaked. You got my mom involved. You tried to leak my address. All because I was a hoe a year ago? And mind you, I understand, like, and I've talked about the issue where it lies. I've said multiple times, I understand why this is upsetting. I've talked about this multiple times. I realized the fact that my actions wasn't because of what I was doing, was because of the power dynamic. Because I was a creator and I shouldn't be doing this with people in my team. Because I was a creator and I shouldn't have been flirting with people and doing whatever I was doing with people in my team because I'm that bigger authority figure. I took accountability for what happened last year multiple times. I'm open about it. I don't hide the doc. I'm forward about the doc. Even in this situation where I'm exposing you, I'm exposing me too, because I'm humble and I'm honest, and I genuinely can't fathom what I've done to you in this past year for you to want to spite me this bad. I don't know what else you want from me, because we're in a situation right now where if all you want from me is for me to remove your art, I told you I would. If you remove the strikes, you still haven't removed the strikes. The longer you're not removing the strikes, the more petty it seems. The more out of malice it seems. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. And so many people, so many kids, so many like young adults, so many people watch my videos to cope with what they got going on, to relieve stress. Do you think because of a petty agenda you have, you can take down videos that I put my money, blood, heart, sweat, writing, scripting, animating into? Just because you don't like me? You could have very well just forced it off my channel. You could have removed the thumbnail. You could have forced the outro to get cut out, but no, you willingly took down the videos. You willingly took down the videos because you don't like me. Because you're not fond of me. I don't want to deal with your pettiness anymore. I don't want to deal with any of this. I don't want my YouTube channel to get, we just hit 100K! You used to be involved with me in a way that most people aren't involved with anybody. And then you switch up. And then I'm this overarching villain. And mind you, chat, I kept quiet for so long because I know artwork is her only source of income. I kept quiet for so long. There's a screenshot that she said she would use against me. And she sent to Zeno, to which, if she does, we'll see. But I'll actually pull it up here. This is when the drama was happening, and she screenshotted this and sent to Zeno. I go, I'm not running, I can't be bothered. I'm living my life, having fun. This drama eats away at them. That anger they feel towards me, I'll never feel it, and that's life. They're mad, I'm not bothered by the situation, but I do feel bad and empathy. But everyone thinks I'm hiding when I'm just living my life. I couldn't respond. I was in Vegas with Pixel, who I used to work with, right? I know I was wrong on a lot of points, but simultaneously, I have so much shit on Moon 2 that I could let rip and take her down with me. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the bigger person here. I've been sitting on a lot of this information for a year. I didn't bring anything public out of respect for you, your brand, your commissions, your money, because I know what's going on. I knew what was going on with your life. Do not attack Moon. Do not attack Moon, but we need these videos back. The difference is I'm not engaging with anybody talking about the situation, responding about the situation, right? Like, the only person who I talked to was somebody who ended up trying to refute evidence against me, right? If we go to my replies, I haven't replied to anybody involving the situation at all other than the person who was trying to defend it, right? I put it out there and I left it at that. I left it alone. I only did this because my hand was forced. My hand was forced. I paid for this a year ago. Of course I'm gonna think I own it under an implied license because you let me use it commercially. And now you want to talk about oh, I'm retracting it, oh, I'm refunding you for everything. And I can refuse that refund, and you got mad that I refused the refund, so you try to take down my entire YouTube channel? The entire YouTube channel? We wait for her response for now. And whatever she responds with, I'll respond back. Because this shows in the situation, and I mentioned it in the document, her friends fuel her behavior and let her do or get away with anything they want. They fuel this toxic behavior. They fueled her vendetta. They fueled her spite. They fueled her malice and her hatred. So they are also held accountable too. I'm not the best person. None of us are. If all of the skeletons in all of our closets were revealed, I'm pretty sure none of us would want to face, would ever want to face the internet ever again. If you had everything bad about you on a public platform, how would you feel? We're not the best people. We all make mistakes. Pixel is not in on this. I don't work with Pixel anymore. We all make our mistakes. We all had our faults. But to want my address and phone number leaked and getting mad when people go against it, what are you really fighting for? What are you fighting for at all? I don't want revenge. I want my videos back up and I want to move on from this. She has the ability to remove the strikes, and she still hasn't yet. Even after I told her I would remove the outro in the thumbnails after the strikes were issued. Because with that it shows firsthand, do you really only want your artwork removed, or are you just trying to take me down? I think we know the answer. I think we all know the answer. Thank you, Zeno, for providing me with everything that you have. Thank you to all my friends, because I didn't want to write a duck. Mind you, I was going to sit here and just allow all this to happen to me. I was going to allow my channel to get deleted, but there were so many people who told me I needed to speak up and I needed to speak out. Because if I didn't, I'm just proving that I'm letting these people walk and step all over me. I'm a person too, bro. I am a person too. My grandfather passed away last month, man. And you knew of that. And you still went through all this. You're not even giving me time to grieve, bro. You only care about yourself and rising and your platform and getting higher. No matter how many people you put down, I uploaded the Sonic Racing Crossworlds video to get my mind off of he passed on Father's Day. Do you know how traumatizing that is, bro? And I only uploaded the crossovers video to get my mind off it, so I can just edit. And I was so slow with making the video, so I can edit for the longest time. You knew that happened. You knew what went down. And you still didn't care. Because I'm not a person to you. You can't perceive how I would react to these things. You don't care about whatever happens to Golden, because it's Golden. That's not what you would have said in October, November, December, throughout March of the time that we were friends. I don't know what the last thing you heard was. My voice mod ended up like freezing. But when this is all over, and if I can get the videos back, if she decides to not be petty, I'm taking a break that I'm owed. Cause just because I did shitty shit a year ago, that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to grieve. Cause I'm not allowed to grieve. According to you, I'm allowed to grieve. I'm allowed to hurt. I'm allowed to be in pain. I'm allowed to be affected by the things that you do to me, that you've said to me. I have the right to be weirded out. I have the right to be weirded out by the things that you were doing on the side that ended up getting shown to me, brought to me, drawing me weirdly. What's the matter with you? I'm taking a break because I'm owed it. And when I'm done working on that break, I'm still working on Beta Bash. I've been working on Beta Bash, like, off and on for a while. It's just hard to the motivation because I've been dealing with shit for a year. I have amazing people on that project. And mind you, these people even still try to get in the way of that. They're even trying to get in the way of Beta Bash. A video that y'all been waiting for so long. Because they don't want me to move forward with anything. They want me to stay stuck in the past. And the fact that I'm trying to move on from it irritates them. It irritates them. You've tried to sabotage my projects. You're actively sabotaging my YouTube channel to get it deleted. You don't like me. I know you don't like me, and that's okay. But keep it to, like, you can't even keep it to yourself. You love talking about it. You love talking about it. There was a situation with somebody who I won't be naming, who ended up feeling like really sad about the situation and wanted to go to you about it. And you pop off on them. You yelled at them for being hurt about what ended up happening and conspiring with me from last year. you get mad at them for talking about it, but when it comes, like, mind you, one-on-one in DMs, but at any other point in time, you're willing to yap and you're willing to yap and talk about me like I killed your family. Like I murdered your, like, I didn't, like. You took my source of income. You're deleting my channel. And I bet that makes you feel powerful. But if you're watching, and I'm telling you this right now, if you don't remove these strikes, if you don't remove these strikes, I'm bringing this to court. I've had so many people, so many lawyers, so many people who've worked in law telling me that this would be a cut, open, and closed case. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, and I know you don't want to do this. But you need to realize there's a point where you need to stop. There's a point where you need to back out. This is that moment. Because I don't want to deal with it anymore. And if you really wanted nothing to do with me, I wouldn't have been pushed to this point to begin with. I don't want to bring it to court. Chat, you gotta understand, I'm really trying to not bring this to court. Because, oh my god, that would just be a headache for her and me, bro. It is my last option, bro. And it's not even about making a bag off it, bro. I want my videos up. I like looking at my videos. I paid money for those videos. Worst comes to worst, if she loses the case, she'll probably have to pay me for every dollar that I lost off those videos. I don't want her to have to do that. It's my last case scenario. You wanted to talk so much, and then suddenly you're above it while you're still talking about me in secret, right? Mind you, she made a live stream, talked about it on her Twitch, and she talked about it on her YouTube called My Pal Golden, which is her sitting, which the thumbnail is her sitting on a throne twirling my Sonus Halo again, with the messages of the document in the background. So you can't be like, and even after that, even after I let you mischaracterize me, after you would go, I'm autistic and I haven't done that in said live stream, to which it's really weird to say, because autism is a spectrum, and whatever. I'm tired, y'all. I'm really tired. I want, mind you, and I even said, like, I'll have somebody else, like, even after the strikes, to which, mind you, realize, chat, I really want you to realize. I really want you to realize. I said I would take down the outro art and the thumbnails when the strikes happened. Realize how I didn't talk anything of payment. I didn't say she had to pay me back. I didn't say she had to pay me back. At all. I didn't say she had to pay me back. I just want my videos back up. Yeah, let's not play with that threat shit, y'all. I don't fuck with that at all, because I went through it. I went through that, and I don't wish that on anybody, unlike her. Regardless, that's what's going on with the videos. Don't threaten her. I linked the tweet on my page right here. If you want to read through it, go ahead. But literally just right now our only option is to wait. Like I said, this shows firsthand if she really did not strike out of malice, because I'm giving her the option to take exactly what she wants. Hey, don't even donate, because there might not be, the money might not even go to this channel inevitably. which is sad, right? which is sad. Don't donate, because the money is essentially going to a terminated YouTube channel in a few days. But thank you, T. If the channel ends up getting saved, thank you for the $2. Which we all just gotta pray and hope for. Yes, the channel is going to be deleted soon. She filed 3 copyright strikes on me. 3 copyright strikes. So, first comes to worst. I can't make a backup YouTube channel, because if this one gets terminated, YouTube bans you from making any other side YouTube channels. And if it gets reported that that side channel is golden, then that's going to get deleted too. That's why we just need to hope and pray that she has the littlest bit of empathy. We just got to hope and pray she has the littlest bit of empathy and just removes the strikes. Maybe, like, let her respond. I'm waiting for her response. Regardless, let her respond, and then hopefully we're just done with all this. Karu, I wouldn't want anybody else to repost my videos, because if my channel gets deleted, let that be a message. If I get deleted, let that be a message. I'm not coming back if my channel gets deleted. I'm not coming back. So if I get taken down, let that be a message to show how hateful people can be. If it comes back, we'll keep pushing forward. I hope this is only a hiccup. If the channel gets deleted, Beta Bash is canceled. Any other projects I had is canceled. I had such big things planned. This next video, y'all were gonna pop off on while y'all waited for Beta Bash. This next video, y'all were gonna lose your minds over. But I'm not gonna work on anything until I know for sure that these strikes will be removed off my channel and my content can be put back up to the public. I can't come back because literally YouTube won't let me. But like I said, if she doesn't remove these strikes, I will bring it to court. Because YouTube can act based off of court documents. That'll be the last case scenario. Especially with all the evidence I have on her. I'm sorry. If this doesn't work, I'm sorry for letting y'all down. But I really tried, you know? And I actively still am trying. I'm really trying to not let this falter me. I'm really exhausted. This drama is exhausting. I don't want to be in constant drama. I want to upload and y'all enjoy my videos and I can just do what I want, bro. I can do what I want. But regardless, we'll just wait and see. We'll just wait and see. Like I said, do not threaten Moon. Do not threaten Moon. Wait for her response. If she decides to stand firm on her decision to not remove these strikes, I will bring it to court. We just need your support right now. We just need your support right now. Me and the team I work with to provide you the videos that you love watching so much. And if it doesn't work out, hey, there's plenty of other Sonic tubers you can go watch. But for now, I think I said everything I needed to say. I'm hurt, y'all. I'm really hurt. And I really hope everything works out. But what you guys can do what you guys can do for now is I'm gonna at YouTube on Twitter about the strikes, and I need y'all to at YouTube and YouTube support with me so we can get this handled, okay? I'm going to send the link to my Twitter. Literally, all I need you guys to do is to at YouTube and YouTube support and just help me through this, because with your help we can fix this. YouTube can't ignore if so many people do. There's 359 of y'all in here. I want any and all of you who have Twitter to just support me through this. I upload videos. I know I'm not the most transparent with you guys, but that's because I got my own shit going on, bro. So this is the one time I'm reaching to you guys for help. Oops, I just sent a link to the live stream itself and not my Twitter. Give me a second. I don't reach to you much. I just provide videos because I like uploading and I like seeing how you guys react to them. Literally, all I can ask you is just help me at YouTube support. And let's fix this. I'm gonna make the tweet right now. What's the YouTube support at? What? Oh, I got it at Team YouTube. Yeah, hold on. All right. This is all I'm asking from you guys. Oh my god, I can't spell, bro. My hands are shaking. All right. Just for insurance sake. I'm going to provide the screenshot of me paying for the artwork last year. If enough people at YouTube and Team YouTube, they're forced to listen. So, literally, all I'm asking from you right now, chat, is just your help. Here we go. All right. Under this tweet, literally last thing we do before we end stream, just at YouTube and at like YouTube and Team YouTube. Is there any other ats that they have? Is there any other ats that they have? Or no, is that it? It's somebody I worked with the past named somebody called somebody named Minty Moon. So I posted it. Let's see if it's here. All right. The tweet's out. I'm gonna send the link in the chat. I'm gonna send the links in the chat. I just need you guys to at YouTube and YouTube support, and then let's hope this blows over. I appreciate you all for your help. I appreciate you all for the retweets. I appreciate you all for the support. I appreciate you all for listening. Moon, if you're still listening, I don't hate you, bro, but leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. I will stop using your stuff, but leave me alone. Thank you. Genuinely thank all of you. I literally couldn't do this without any of your help. I definitely will email the support team. Thank you. Genuinely thank you all so much, because I genuinely can't do this without you. Thank you all so much, and I will keep you updated on how everything goes. Whenever Moon replies, I'll probably do another live stream. We just have to sit here and hope. I don't want to have to do this. I didn't want to have to do any of this. But thank you. Thank you, and I will keep you updated. I know I'm not that present around, but I will keep you guys notified. I will keep you guys updated, and literally all I can say to you is thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you have done, what you continue to do. And you know what? It's been a while. It's been a while. If you guys can help, and we fix this channel, I promise you, I won't ghost and do a video like every 3 months anymore. I will consistently start uploading again. I just need your help. I just need your help. If you help me, if you show appreciation and you really just want this all to go well, please just offer your support. And I will give it back and then some. I'll give it back in leagues. I'm sorry, this is a very stressful situation to deal with, but I know I can do it with your help. You guys have been so helpful already, and just, I can't thank you enough. Genuinely, I can't thank you enough. I love you all. I can't thank you all enough. And genuinely, just, if I can say one more thing, for those of you old, you know what I'm gonna say, but for those of you new, the old people are gonna teach you. Please don't forget to what? Don't forget to what? Come on. Don't forget to what? We know it. Stay golden. There we go. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. And I'll keep you updated on the situation as things conspire. Your help means leagues. It means the world. I'm gonna close out stream for tonight. I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know everything that goes on. And hey, if we save the channel, y'all got me weekly. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I love you all. Thank you all again. I can't say thank you enough. And just please, please pray for me. That's all I can ask. Please pray for me. I love you all. Stay golden. Have a good rest of your night. Somebody promote the Discord, by the way.